Hello and welcome to Ryan's Recipes. Now, what we're going to do this evening is we're going to make a curry. Now, I like something with a little bit of kick, so it's going to be not pedestrian is a good way of putting it. Here we go. Okay, so ingredient wise we have pair of red onions, yellow pepper, Marnes toot, some rice, some magic spices, some chilies, some bay leaves, some smoked paprika, Madras powder, wine, oh look, and some pork. Okay, so first things first, since it's already pre-chopped, I'm going to add my pork to the pan and let that start browning itself off. So, fire up some heat. I'm going to put a dribble of oil in there. So, nice glug. And just give it a quick mix about. I'm going to leave that to do its thing while I start with chopping. Okay, so let's start off with pepper. Knock the top off. Give it a jimmy on the inside. Discard that lot and chop away. Nice small chunks. Doesn't really matter which way you slice it. It's going to be smaller one way or the other. That's all it needs to be. Cool, so there's our pepper, onion, ooh, popping out. You wouldn't guess I don't like cutting onions. People say they make them cry. How challenging that was, I can see why. Some bad onions. Cool, there's one. Chop in that way. Chop it anyway. You just don't stay still. Darn onions. Okay, then gonna have some Marnes toots. Very healthy looking curry, this one. Again, just want to make them smaller. That'll do. And then a couple of chilies. Now, I like my red chilies because I don't believe in green chilies, because if you think of a chilli, it's red. What's a green chilli meant to do? So a few nice big slices of chilli. Yeah, might take another in for luck. Why not? Be rude not to, wouldn't it? And there you go. Okay, so you can see there, pork is browning off nicely. So I'm just going to drop the temperature on that. And I'm going to add all the lovely, healthy looking pieces. Just lob them in as so. Try not to get too many on the floor, always good. Last couple of bits. So, just bash them about a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is, you always need a good sauce for a base of a curry. So, I think Merlot works well. So, lots of Merlot in there. Then we're going to add some Madras powderings. Lots of Madras. Give it a good coating in Madras. That's about half a pot. Gonna put once I've broke into it, I'll edit this, dash of smoked paprika. That will sweeten it up nicely. And then I've also got some rock salt with some herbs. I'm going to put a little bit in there. That will bring the flavouring out on the pork. And I don't really believe they do a lot, but people seem to make a big song and dance about it. A bay leaf. And another. Bits of tree in dinner I'm not too sure about, but those people on the telly think it's great. So I'm going to stir all that in. Lots of wine and Madras powder there. That is starting to smell really good. Now what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to chuck a bit more Madras powder in for good measure. A bit more wine. Pour me a wine. And let it simmer. So, always got to have a good solid base for a curry. Merlot's excellent. So, give that a mix. So I'm sure on the little back of the pot, it's got some sort of recipe on there. And it says something about water. But that Jesus chappie, he had this thing about turning water into wine, so I may as well use the final product. Right, so what I'm going to do now is wallop a lid on that, and I'm going to turn the heat up and let it simmer for 20 minutes. Okay, so that's at about 15 minutes now to simmer, so let's have a quick look. That's coming up well. Oh, very well. That's fitting up nicely. So what I've also in the background, I've just kicked the rice off as well, so hopefully in about 10 minutes or so, we should be ready. Perfect. Okay, so the rice is just finished. Let's uncover. Ooh, that's hot. And that is looking pretty good. Let's quickly blast the heat just to boil off any excess residue in there, but I don't think that's too bad. Now I will give a quick word of warning. I did try a little bit as it was cooking. Oh dear Lord, it's toasty. Bang, and we're ready to dish. And there you have it. That is the Merlot Madras. Right, so you've just seen how I've made the Merlot Madras. Lots of Merlot. Maybe a touch too much Madras powder, but give it 10 minutes or so and I will decide on that one. Well, on that note, I'm off to edit and tuck in. Enjoy.